Welcome back to KP's Kingdom, Cooking with KP. Today I'm going to show you how I make my little cottage pies. Right, let's get on with it. First thing we need is some mashed potato, a little bit of mashed potato left over from the night previous. I'm just going to put that into a bowl, just like that. And we're going to mix that through with some dried chives. And the other thing I'm going to do is, because it's all thick and gluggy, we need to start mixing that through, and we're going to add a little bit of milk, just a little dash of milk like I'm doing there, just to loosen it up and make it a little bit easier for us to pipe on later. I'm going to put that in the microwave for about 30 seconds to maybe a minute, and that is all we need to do there. Just make sure you stir all that milk and those chives all the way through, and they can sit there. A little bit of oil in the pan. We've got a medium heat happening here. And what we want to do is start making up our filling for our pies. Now I've got a little mirepoix here, and that little mirepoix has onion, celery and some carrot. So we're going to get that pan heated up just nicely. I'm going to wait for that, and we can add in our finely diced carrot, and we want to start cooking that off, and it's going to take a little bit of time for that to cook off. So all in all, this recipe is pretty quick. So once those have sat in there for about 10 minutes or so, we can then add our celery pieces, again finely diced. That can go in and start cooking off as well. No real rocket science at the moment. And in goes our finely diced onion also, and we want to make sure that onion is cooked off beautifully as well. So it's going to take you a few minutes at least until everything starts to soften. We might as well start adding some seasoning. So some freshly ground black pepper is going straight over the top of all of that. And the smell of just the mirepoix is awesome. Good dash of salt also goes in straight over the top. I'm going to speed things up here a little bit for you. Alright, so just cook everything off, and once those carrots are nice and soft, we can then add our protein in. Now I'm using some turkey mince here. You could use some beef or even some lamb. That's a different story. If you're going to use lamb, it changes the recipe completely. So just brown off all of that mince like we're doing right there, and keep stirring it through. Alright, and at this point of time, we've actually got a very boring mix. So we're going to add in a good couple of tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and I'm also going to add in a little bit of beef stock powder just to lift the profile and that bottom end flavour. We want to make sure we've got a nice earthy, good robust flavour. 2 tablespoons of tomato paste concentrate goes straight in, just like that. I'm going to stir all of that through, and you can already see some of the liquid coming out of the vegetables. A big dollop of Dijon mustard, we're also going to add that through, and a good healthy 2 cloves of garlic. I'm using the pre-crushed and packaged garlic. I just buy that because I find it to be a little bit more user friendly. Lasts a long time in the fridge, and saves you the time of having to try and peel those garlic cloves. Anyway, so we're just going to mix all of that through and cook that down. I'm going to add in around about 1.5 cups of frozen green peas, and there's no issue using those green peas whatsoever. They're going to take only a couple of minutes to cook off. Look at that. We've got our beautiful pie filling already starting to come into shape. Going to add a little bit of cornstarch or corn flour. You could even use a rice flour if you wish. Corn flour does work better. I'm just going to put that straight over the top, and that's going to help thicken up any of those juices that we have forming on the bottom of the pan. Alright, so we need to cook that corn flour out and make sure we get everything mixed through nice and evenly, and you'll see how this actual little mini stew that we're making thickens up. We've got a gravy going. So here I've got a piping bag. I've got that sitting in a nice tall container, nice thin but tall container, and just double checking the seasoning of our stew, and that's looking really good. Now that warm potato, we don't want it hot, we just want it warm. We want to be able to use it, we want to be able to handle it, we don't want to burn our hands, and we don't want to melt the plastic. So all we're going to do is simply put our filling into the bottom of our little ramekins that we're going to use to make these little cottage pies, just like I'm doing there. It's a very easy dish to do, folks. Very, very simple. But I tell you what, the family just absolutely loves these. So I've got my piping bag. I'm getting rid of any excess air. I'm just going to snip off the bottom of that piping bag, and we're just going to pipe that potato over the top. And look, I've already made a mess. Just going to put little dollops like I'm doing there, straight over the top, and we want these little dollops just to touch each other, and we don't want a very thick covering of that potato. We want to keep it nice and even, and a nice thin layer straight over the top. So we're just going to put those little dollops over, sprinkle a little bit of cheese over the top as well, and then going to go into an oven which is going to be sitting at around about 190 degrees Celsius or centigrade, depending on how you want to pronounce that. Off they go into the oven, 20 minutes, they come back out, we've got this nice crusty top, and how good does that look, and how easy was that to make? Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button, gives me confidence, it should make you feel warm and fuzzy too. Hit that notifications bell, you'll be notified every time a new video goes up, or so YouTube says, but more importantly, I want you to come and join the family, my family. Hit that subscribe button and you'll never miss another one of my videos again. I will catch you next time. Bye!